are set for what could be a very exciting fight. We talked about it not going past the second round. Amirkhan has never been to the third round in any of his fights. This is a matchmaker's dream, isn't it, when you see the two records of these two fighters, the two styles. Makes Ibrahim, the matchmaker here at ACB's, work very, very easy.
It does. Now all that's left is for the guys to go ahead and perform on what we expect that they're going to do. The fact that both guys have such a great finishing and abilities, and they have that killer instinct, you know you're in store, that you put both these guys in the cage and we're going to see explosion.
Marcio Breno in the blue corner. Amirkhan, the Predator, in the red corner, and his fighting style is what earned him that nickname. Southpaw fighter as well.
Yeah, Amirkhan's moving conventionally, what we say, the wrong way a lot. He's being very unpredictable about moving to his left, which moves into the power side of Breno. You see there, he walked kind of into the kick, and it takes away from your power, because as you step over, you don't have the ability to, it takes you a second until you load your leg again and get weight on it to where you to fire back hard. And there we see an unintentional low shot. I don't know if Breno brought him down into it. Sometimes you see in exchanges when guys are close to each other in a clinch, they'll grab the head and the guy throws a strike where it was intended. That's interesting. I've never really seen the referee help out as much like that. Huh.
I thought he was going to throw him out of the cage for 1 minute there.
Ah, I never gotten that.
There might be a reason.
Ah, well, you
265
we're making fat jokes now.
I wouldn't dare.
Amirkhan doing a little shaking, moving the head around.
Exchange leg kicks there.
Tit for tat.
Big body kick there. Southpaw against orthodox does open up that body kick for both fighters.
It does. You line up for that power side roundhouse. And the disadvantage, though, of being the orthodox fighter is that when, as a southpaw, when I throw my power left kick, it drives right into that liver, where you don't have the same advantage as the orthodox guy throwing in. When you land your shot on the southpaw, it lands on the spleen side.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem to have the same effect. Breno doing a little clinch work, and you know, Amirkhan doing a great job of creating a frame and was able to turn it around. You see the left hand
as well.
He has an underhook and a frame, and now he decided to abandon the frame, and he looks like he's going to attempt to go down for a takedown. It looked like he was hunting for that. Now he's going to go for the double again. Has the hands connected. And, you know, great job on Breno's part to identify that he was in the double. He already made the mistake. The hands were connected to Amirkhan, and he went ahead and salvaged it by not completely giving up that battle, but by jumping guard to go ahead and choose where he was going to be on the mat. Here you see he has wrist control there on the left side. Looks like he might be setting up that triangle.
Elbows coming down there for Amirkhan.
He needs to secure the other arm, though, if he wants to. There, he's coming up, but you just don't want to pop a triangle off without controlling your opponent's posture, because then it's very easy for them to posture up, and that's one of the first defenses to avoiding a triangle, is that if you can't get my head down to begin with and reach up with your legs, then I've created enough space and now you're in trouble. And I'm that much closer to passing your guard, because now your one leg's up and it's not a threat.
2 minutes left of this first round. Both very active in this first round.
Amirkhan taking a great advantage of the position they're in right now. You know, Marcio he's stuck against the cage here. As I've said all night, it's difficult to work jiu-jitsu off your back here. You either have to pivot and move away from the cage, put your head in the open area, or you have to abandon guard work and go ahead and break the guard, open your hands, push on the mat, and get your back to the cage and work for a stand-up. And now your opponent can't beat you up. Oh, it was a headbutt, yeah. But you can't headbutt the body.
There we go, the referee warning him about that, driving the head in.
I think this is a misunderstanding of the rules. You could see that he didn't really feel like he was fouling. He felt that if I hit you with a headbutt, not to the head, and I think he's misunderstanding the difference between a knee. You can knee the body of a downed opponent, and only knee the head when he doesn't have more than 3 limbs on the ground. But a headbutt, as far as I know, is illegal at all times.
Yep. Again, that body kick coming in from Amirkhan. Marcio tried a nice high kick there as well, but Amirkhan wary of it, going low this time.
And that's dangerous on a southpaw. Again, throw that inside leg kick on both guys. If you don't throw something in front of it, because now you're going to step, throw that inside leg kick, and if Amirkhan is ready, or if he tilts that shin in and takes it on the shin and blocks it, his loads up his backside and the left hand's loaded up, and you're on 1 foot. Even if the shot doesn't take you out, it looks very impressive to the judges for me to hit you when you fall down.
30 seconds left in round number 1.
Very competitive first round.
Nearly a cartwheel kick there.
That's very reminiscent of a capoeira. And you know what? That might have been a tactical mistake. Here he gave it. Now the fight's in the first round with Amirkhan being in a top position. And if the judges were doubting what way they wanted to go, because this has been a very close first round, you just made a very bad visual statement that your opponent's in a dominant position, and it was an unforced error on Marcio's side. Doing that position, he gave up top position, and Amirkhan.
We kick off round number 2.
I think you see with Marcio's aggressiveness coming out right off the bat that he realizes that first round probably didn't go in his favor.
Eats a big straight left as he...
He did. He threw the jab and just kind of stood there, and that's something, you know, that in no form of striking do you want to throw a strike and just stand right in the red zone of your opponent. You're probably going to eat something coming back.
Again, Amirkhan moving around to that power hand.
He does, and I think that, but really, Marcio hasn't done anything to dissuade him from doing so or to make him pay for it. Right now, really, if you wanted to, you can throw the jab and a right leg roundhouse to the body, to the head of Amirkhan, and that would walk him into his power. But now he's throwing left side stuff, and, you know, Amirkhan's walking away from that anyway, so it takes him really out of that power point of his body. Great combination. His hands are connected. He's going down.
Drives him right into the cage, right in front of his ear.
Yeah, and Marcio has the guillotine. He's holding on, but he's on a... Right now, you know, Amirkhan's on the wrong side.
There's also the danger he could lock up...
Kimura himself.
Yeah, exactly.
And now that arm is actually susceptible to, if I ever have an opponent that holds on to that guillotine a little long, you see right now that if Amirkhan wanted, that Kimura is very available. You see how the arm is over the top in position? All he has to do is put his knee on the left side to go ahead and put pressure on the bicep, and now his right hand can thrust that Kimura, his opponent's arm right to the mat, like he just did.
We see it right in front of us.
He went for it, but
great defense.
Marcio identified it, was able to straighten out the arm.
Knees coming in there from Amirkhan as well. Big elbows.
Now Amirkhan needs to get his right arm back over the top. You see right now, Marcio is underneath of the arm. If Marcio bumps his hips really hard right now, puts his feet down, he can drive upward pressure and then rotate down either on a single or to his knees and back out the back door and get to his feet. But right now he's not using his hips at all. You can see that there's no thrusting being done, and really honestly his feet are in that position. He needs to drive his hips up and pop his hips to create space. Right there, that was just all there. Push, and that's energy. He's using his upper body to move him back, and really his lower body is available to garner energy from. He can drive his hips up, and now he's going ahead and trying to step over the ankle and get back into a half guard.
Switching back to get into full guard there. Resets.
He needs to make sure he keeps his head away from the cage. And on the flip side, Amirkhan needs to know that, hey, I'm only 2 feet away from here. If he rotates like a clock right now, clockwise, he can start to go ahead and nullify any kind of offense that Marcio wants to try to pull from the bottom.
1 minute 50 seconds left in this first round. Second round, I apologize. Amirkhan dominant in this position so far, but Marcio threatening, keeping tight grips, moving his hips up.
He's doing a good job of holding wrist control on that left arm, but he needs to create some type of opening for the hips. Right now, you can see because he hasn't driven up or any hip popping, Amirkhan is able to keep his knees close to his elbows. And by doing so, basically Marcio's sitting in a pocket, and his side-to-side motion is being nullified here. Because again, see how now Amirkhan's on his right side with that right knee up? It's basically trapping the hips. The left thigh of Marcio is stuck, and he's gonna have a hard time transitioning. Now Amirkhan moves to the left side. Again, keeping that knee up high is really nullifying any kind of motion that the bottom guy would have. And so to keep that from happening, you need to be able to drive your hips, use your forearms as framing. We need to cause some kind of motion or space so that motion could occur. Motion's very important for the bottom guy. The top guy has gravity on his side. He wants to stay unmotioned. He wants to be stagnant.
On top,
exactly. Yeah. Tight, heavy, looking to land shots, be in blast position. He's scoring points. He's garnering time from the judges. He's being in a top position. He's making his opponent carry his weight in Marcio. And, you know, you just don't want to be off balance. He gets swept. Or right there,
there
triangle.
We go, looks for the triangle, throws it up quickly with just 20 seconds left.
Not enough control on the posture
no.
for Marcio. Amirkhan was able to easily posture up and pull his head away from the hips.
Big up kick as well. The referee calls them to their feet. That could be the end of round number 2, and it is. Amirkhan, great corner there. He's got Shamil, Nikaev, and Arbi from fight team Bakut. Shamil Nikaev, a great fighter, a great striker, a great sparring partner for Amirkhan. And the BJJ side of it with Arbi, a great coach there. The only black belt in Chechnya, and here we see some of the action. That drive into the fence, that was the takedown that put him in control, and that was most of the story of the second round.
Absolutely. And here he's doing a great job of being in side control, damaging with the elbow. And even though right there you see that Marcio had the underhook, he was able to be heavy with his hips and push down, so that way he wasn't able to pop up. And kind of a mistake really on Maricio's part. And here he's in a closed guard, and Marcio, for the most part, just kind of fending off any kind of offense from Amirkhan. But Amirkhan staying in a very dominant position, and the one attempt that Marcio set up for that triangle, Amirkhan immediately identified, postured up, and was able to escape unscathed.
Round three, and this is new territory for Amirkhan. Never been to the third round.
Yeah, they made a liar of me. I predicted this fight to end a little bit sooner.
Marcio certainly looking to make something happen.
That was interesting. I wonder if Amirkhan was not ready to fight yet.
Chased down with those big hooks and ate a couple as well.
Amirkhan looking to connect his hands on that double, and Marcio being very intelligent. Oh, but you don't want to bring your other leg closer to the guy's hand. There he's blocking it. And that decided to he was, you know what, that was actually a flying triangle attempt. You see how he jumped over? He had the wrist. Yeah. He was going to try to pop that over the top, and Amirkhan, identified it, kept his head up, and was able to push down and take advantage again of really more of a mistake that Marcio had caused than really Amirkhan really driving and having to work for a takedown.
Still pushing, looking to try and lock up something. 4 minutes, just under 4 minutes left in round three.
Obviously through his body, just his physiology of Marcio is, he likes a triangle. He's a long-limbed guy, probably very successful with that maneuver. But I think he needs to realize right now that Amirkhan he's identified it, he stopped it, he has great position right now on top, and I think that he needs to transition to something else.
Marcio looking for the referee to stand them up, but while Amirkhan's active, you've got to do that. That's up to you to make the difference.
Right, and I agree with the bottom. I don't like seeing stand-ups when the bottom guy is the one who's being inactive, because I think you're rewarding passivity, basically. Yeah. I think that if the top guy has a good position and he decides he's just going to lay there, then, you take away his dominant position and you go ahead and now he's being punished for being passive. I think you have to reward aggressive fighting. And, holding on to someone when you're on your back on the bottom and hoping, praying for a stand-up. Oh, nice uppercut.
Big uppercut there, moved him. Obviously knows he's got to make something happen in this round. Came out at the start with the looping hooks, chased Amirkhan down, and now punting him down in this third round. Big exchanges from both fighters.
He's a fight to take down, not go to guard. Oh, he has a guillotine, but the head's loose. It's going to pop out. There it went. He needed to have the shoulder a little bit deeper behind the neck if he wanted to secure that. And he had the a good position as far as where he had him in the kind of a half guard type with the knee across, and he could have positioned to get back up on top. And I think right now Amirkhan is going to be more than happy just to go ahead and ride this out on top on a decision win, which again I was surprised about. Beginning of the night, if you'd have asked me what fights would have been least likely to go to decision, this was in my top pick.
Without a doubt. Amirkhan got to be careful with the up kick. He's eaten one already. Looking to
De La Riva to a head inside single. I really think that if Marcio wants to pull the victory off in this fight, he needs to push away, create distance, and start striking. I think that Amirkhan is too savvy in the submission game to get caught with something at this point without it being set up first. I mean, you might be able to submit him, but he's gonna have to rock him first.
Marcio stalking him down now again.
Marcio needs to not be too aggressive coming forward and end up in a shot, but you know, time is not on his side. 1 minute left, he needs to have some urgency.
Marcio calls him on, they look to stand and bang. The crowd respond to it, but Amirkhan knows, don't get silly, Marcio's got huge knockout power, 11 KOs in his record. He's
jumping for the triangle again. Okay, this is the closest attempt he's had at it as far as his posture's down.
45 seconds left, and he may have this. He's got the leg over the shoulder.
Can't see from this side if he's able to go ahead and finish it. Now he's going for a reverse triangle, where you pull the opposite leg over the top.
Using elbows as well, only 30 seconds left.
And actually, in this triangle, it's easier to attack the arm. If I was his corner right now, I'd be screaming for the arm bar. That left arm of Amirkhan's would be susceptible to a submission right now. That triangle finish right there.
Getting tighter.
He's not going to go ahead and tap to this. It's not.
There we go. He gets out. He pops out the back, and the crowd respond. 10 seconds left.
Единократным решением судей